Cam Skattebo out of Arizona State had the second highest rushing yards in the country last season, with over 1,700 yards on the ground and over 20 rushing touchdowns. A punishing runner who is incredibly physical when he gets downhill. He might be one of the most violent backs in this draft class. However, will the depth of the class mean that he's pushed down the board, or will someone fall in love with this violent running back? If you enjoy this content, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. But let's take a little bit of a deep dive into one of the most violent running backs in the 2025 NFL draft class. I already said the word violent way too often in the intro, but that is the main thing you watch when you scout Cam Skattebo. It is that punishing downhill running style. It is the energy and the motor which just inspire the rest of the team. And it is that never say die effort to him. A play is never over until he says it's over, and he is going to keep trying to push for as many yards as possible. I think he has fantastic contact balance to go with this. I think he has a great ability to fall forwards and gain an extra few yards, even when he has a defender wrapped around him. Even just in the clips at the beginning of the video, you've seen him be able to break tackles, break contact, and get forward for an extra few yards. And this is the kind of thing that NFL teams are going to fall in love with. I also think that in terms of his more attribute sides, in terms of the mental side, I think he knows how to play running back. So I think he has really good vision and instincts behind the line of scrimmage. I think he has an ability to see a hole and to see the lanes. You can see him physically scanning behind for what that lane is going to be. But this does also include a good amount of lateral agility, with the ability to then cut back and burst through a hole if it's a different one to the one that he thought was going to be open before the play. This was a really strong thing to see. It's not just physicality, but also intelligence to go with his game. Then, I think in terms of his ability to catch the ball, he is a surprisingly natural hands catcher, especially for someone of this profile. For a physical downhill running back like this, you presume it's more going to be about working on first and second down, and then goal line work going between the tackles. But actually, he's relatively strong catching the ball out of the backfield. I don't think he can run a full route tree. He's not going to be split out wide, but he definitely has the ability to catch wheel routes, screens, and checkdowns, which are vital for any running back who wants to play on all three downs. I think he is a fantastic short yardage back, though, one of the best in this class. And I think that low center of gravity and the ability to leg drive low to the ground helps him pick up extra amounts of yardage, which is going to be so helpful for an offense to keep them moving the chains. However, even though I think that vision is one of the best attributes of his game, I think he can rely on the fact that he knows he has a lot of lateral agility and can often be seen dancing behind the line of scrimmage a little bit more often than you would like. I would prefer him to know that the strength of his game is running downhill, and then learn to get north-south quickly, committing to a hole early and bursting through it. This is going to be a relatively easy thing for him to fix, and I think will significantly help him in the NFL. The other thing is ball security issues. I think he has slightly too much of a fumbling problem, and it will be interesting to see how this translates to the league when he gets into the NFL, when every tackle is going to be harder and every defender is going to be stronger. The other thing is he definitely lacks a top-end long speed. Even just in the clips at the beginning of this video, you've seen him get caught from behind. This was something that I did spot. I don't think he's the strongest running back out in space. I think he knows how physical he is, and I think he loves to break tackles, but I actually think he prefers playing when there's a defender near him, because I don't think he has a lot of elusiveness and creativity in the open field, and I think he then lacks the extra long speed to be able to truly pull away from defenders. I think this is someone who you're going to see, if they're 50 yards away from the end zone, a 40-yard run from before they then finish it off for the touchdown. But I don't think you're ever going to see him truly break through and score a long touchdown, because I just don't think he has the creativity in the open field to actually break something open and dance around defenders to then get his way to the end zone. For my playstyle comparison, I've gone with David Montgomery, and this is for a couple of reasons. I do definitely see a lot of Monty to him in terms of that power, that low center of gravity, but the surprising ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, which means that you can work on all three downs and receive the ball on screens and checkdowns and have a varying amount of success for it, but also that incredible nose for the end zone. We all knew that the David Montgomery anytime touchdown was the best bet of the last season. The last couple couple of seasons, to be honest, and I think this will probably be the same with Skattebo. The other reason I've gone for Monty, though, is that obviously we see him in a 1-2 punch with Jahmyr Gibbs at the minute, where you have a more physical bruising back and a more explosive back who can work more prominently on third downs. Although they tend to just exchange drives, it's not quite as simple as that. This is the role that I see being the best for Skattebo. I don't think he's a true workhorse back, but I think if you can have him in tandem with more of a scat back who's able to work with elusiveness, agility, and lightning pace, they will be able to have a fantastic ability between the two of them. So I think Monty reminds me of him quite a lot. In terms of draft value, he's currently projected around the late second, early third. This wouldn't surprise me. I think he's going to have a varied estimation on teams' draft boards in terms of where he ends up going, but I think he's probably on day 2. Which then means in rookie drafts, he's probably a second round pick. I've seen some people falling in love with Skattebo and having him in their top 3 backs. I've also seen him outside of the top 10 in some people's boards, just because of the depth of the running back class as a whole. For me, I take him around the 205 in one quarterback leagues, slightly later in Superflex, but I definitely think this is someone who has the potential to score a lot of touchdowns in the league early and often, if he is in the right landing spot. Let me know your thoughts on Skattebo's role when he gets the NFL. Do you think this is a workhorse back, or do you think this is goal line and between the tackles only? If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel and checking out all of the other draft profiles available on my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.